However, seeing as Tyson Fury has already been held responsible for doing it, performance enhancing drugs, because that's something that Vinny Pazienza connected to Tyson Fury, but a whole bunch of stuff connected to Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder called him out on several of them, on the gloves and on the poisoning of his water, and he eventually also fired a former trainer of his, Mark Breland, for being connected to that water deal in some type of way.
What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. Oh no, your boy the YB is rock hard to get into Fanny on his head. Yeah, LDBC Fanny. It's been a while since I cooked one of these LDBC GTQ dons. Yeah, one of these LDBC TQZ dons. Yeah, my favourite rainbowy friends. How about, listen, let's get to it anyway. Fanon. What a name. Where did he get that name from? That's a goofy ass looking name, innit? Anyway, so you just heard there from him. Let me replay it for you, man, just in case you didn't hear it the first time. I'll replay the audio for you, man, right now. Ready? That's what Fanon said. Oh, man, you know, Fury, he a cheater. And, you know, he drug Wilder, and not only did he drug Wilder, he also was on PEDs himself. And, you know, we already know that Mark Breland, he was in a conspiracy with, you know, Tyson Fury. With a drink, he put the drugs in the drink and gave it to Wilder. Mark Breland. He's supposed to be a brother. So there you go then. I just replayed to you, man, the audio from Fanon. He big mad. He big mad and delusional. He going through it. We already know that Fanon got kicked out of the LDBC. Sorry, he got kicked out of the LDBC G2QZ. And he mad. That was his identity group. Yeah? No doubt. We heard him. In fact, I might do a video on this, but I hope all of you, man, have seen it. But there was a video put out, and Fanon was begging it with 78. Begging Jabba the Hutt. Yeah? 78, aka Jabba the Hutt looking ass. Big Mama looking ass. Begging him to get back into the LDBC. He was like, oh man, 78. 78. He runs Russia. I've got some business deals in Russia, and you know, I gotta check in with 78. Cause you best believe no money flows in Russia without 78. Wow. He did. Listen. Do you know how much you gotta be down? You gotta be down super bad. Super all the way bad. To rub off a man who looks like Big Mama from Big Mama's house. AKA 78 Sports TV. How down bad have you got to be to rate and to gas up 78 Sports TV? Jabba the Hutt looking ass. What's wrong with these guys? Let's not forget as well, Fanon isn't 18 years old or 15 years old or 13 years old. He's a 60-year-old man. And he's telling lies about another YouTube dude to try and blow his ego up so that he can come back into his weird little goofy fraternity, his rainbow fraternity thing. Wow, that's bad. I've never seen anything like it. Any of you dons here who've got parents, imagine your dad here being on the internet and telling lies about how powerful another man is to try and get into his goofy group. Wow, that's bad. Seriously. I feel grateful. Honestly. Oh, man, 78, you're so powerful, and please can I come back into the LDBC, and you know, I promise I'm going to tell more lies about Mark Breland. I promise I'm going to tell more lies about Tyson Fury. Now anyway, let's get to the actual accusations. You heard there from Fanon, LDBC big fanny on his head. He alleges that Tyson Fury was full of juices, and also that Tyson Fury juiced Deontay Wilder. Now, let's start off with the first allegation. My beef with this is that, don't get me wrong, I saw evidence that the gloves were fruity. Although, as I've been pointing out for the last few days on my channel, my other channel, that the problem I've got with this whole conspiracy thing about all of this, not including the gloves, including the juice, all of it, what I struggle with is the fact that no one nowhere else has done anything, but most in particular, Wilder himself has done nothing. Much like this C19 thing. Wilder came out and said that Fury's been lying about C19. Why hasn't Wilder ever, at not one point, has Wilder actually reached out to any of the official organisations? It's funny, people talk about, oh man, he got the complexion for the protection. But you say that as if you've tried to go to the authorities. Wilder, where's your court case about whatever, innit? All these allegations you've made, where's the court case? And what I find suspect is, Wilder allegedly brought a court case to get his fight, his third fight, which proves a precedent, or which sets the precedent that he clearly knows how to make a court case, don't he? Innit? Think about it. He didn't have a problem getting the lawyers out for that one. So it kind of begs the question, wait there a minute. So Wilder was happy to sue Fury to get his third fight, because clearly he and his team believed they were entitled to a third fight with Fury. That's a fact. We can see clearly Wilder's actions support the belief that he and his team believed they were entitled to a third fight. That's what it does show. That's actions and beliefs lining up. Now Wilder believes, allegedly, that Fury put something in his drink and did something with his gloves, etc, etc. So where are Wilder's actions lining up with that? Because we've seen when he truly believes that he was entitled to a third fight, he pushed through with the actions. Oops. Where was the actions regarding the gloves? Regarding the juice? YB, what do you mean? What actions could he have taken? Well, we know that people can launch a civil case for anything. If you believe you've got enough evidence to prove something, you take it to court. Now people could say, oh man, but he got the complexion for the protection. Well, wait a minute, you allegedly won the court case. So if it's all about the complexion for the protection, why didn't Fury win the court case? Oops, so you can't use that one. Better yet, even if you were going to lose in a civil case, why didn't you at least try like you tried to get your third fight back in the courts? Oops. So essentially what this proves is that when Wilder really believes something, he does what we all do. He pushes through with actions to support it. But guess what? Wilder has made no actions about these steroid claims, about his drink claims, about the glove claims. He's done nothing to no one. He's involved no authorities. He's taken no actions, which tells me this is all a narrative he put out to basically keep his fans on board and to keep his ego pumped up. But did he really believe it? Did he really believe it enough to spend money taking it to court? Obviously not. Because listen, when he believed he was entitled to the third fight, he had no problem pushing forward with it. Oops. So where was all the other court cases? And that's just one argument. The other argument is, in terms of the juice thing, why didn't Fury pop? If you think Fury was juiced, why didn't he fail a test? Oh man, well, you know what? He got the complexion for the... Oh, get out of here, man. You man are goofy. But better yet, the last allegation about Mark Breland and the other about, he put something in my drink and it was Mark Breland. It was the conspiracy. Tyson Fury. Okay then. Fine. The complexion for the protection helped stop Fury from testing positive. But you allege that Fury put someone in your drink. So please someone explain to me when... Let's not forget, Wilder put a video out saying, "Oh man, I know something was in my drink. I could feel it. People could tell on the TV, on the television. I wasn't well. You could tell in my eyes." That's what he says. If that's the case, then if you know you was sick and you know you wasn't well and you know you was drugged, where was your independent testing? Innit? Let's assume that you're right. Tyson Fury has all the organisations corrupt. Why didn't you say, because you didn't have a problem putting a video out, gassing the place up. So where were your actions to independent of Tyson Fury's complexion for the protection, where were your actions to independently support and prove your claims? I.e., you know what? I'm not going to make a video on Instagram talking about how I know something was in my drink. Why didn't you? Not make the video, pick the phone up to a substance testing laboratory and say to him, "Listen, I'm a top boxer. I believe I was spiked. Come test my blood. Come test my urine. Come test my hair follicles for all of potential substances." Oops, where was that then, Wilder? Because at the very least, yeah, if you was that certain, the very least that's what you could have done. And publicised it. You know what, guys, I'm certain this is what's happened. I'm going to get some proof. And then, if you'd have done that, you could have then taken it to court. But guess what? You didn't do nothing. Why? Because you didn't feel that way. You waited, or you didn't purposefully wait, but what you'll notice a lot about Wilder is, he doesn't actually have any ideas. Let's not forget, when he first lost, what was his narrative? "Oh man, you know what? My suit was heavy and my legs was tired." That's what his baseline was. That was his best excuse. Don't forget that. All of these other things came later, when all of his YouTube girlfriends was crying for him. "Oh man, you know," making all the excuses up. It was months later. He wasn't talking about no spiked drink then. He wasn't talking about no gloves. He had to wait until it was all... Thousands of people had found excuses. Now don't get me wrong, I've said all along that the gloves look goofy, but my problem is, ultimately, is like I've said, Wilder has taken no action against them gloves. Bottom line, he hasn't put no official complaint in. Oops. That's the first thing. But the second thing is that I know, I'm not a professional boxer, but the little boxing I've done, I know that you know if there's something wrong with the gloves. I've been hit before with a glove which hasn't got much padding in, and you know that, wait there a minute, that guy's been wearing them gloves for a minute. You understand? You know if someone's got brand new gloves on, or there's something, or they're really old or whatever. And I've boxed maybe 30 times. So Wilder, who's boxed thousands of times, are you telling me he didn't know that Fury was putting his hand in a different position in the glove? Are you telling me, you know what I'm saying? Are you telling me all these things were going on, but he didn't have an idea to tell the referee or to complain on the night, or to complain within 24 hours? Oops. Innit? He was the one in the ring. It's no good coming back 3 months later. If you didn't feel it in the ring, if you didn't feel it at the time, it don't really count, does it? Because you weren't complaining at the time. You weren't telling the referee, you know what, I think he's hitting me with his palm of his hand or whatever. Because you was in the ring, no one else was. Let's not forget, no one at the time of the fight noticed it, did they? So if you can't take action, how is anyone else supposed to? And not during or after have you done anything official. So that really is game, set and match. Don't at me no more about no drink. Don't at me no more about nothing. Because the only thing you man can at me about, you goofy LDBC G2QZ dons, is about the suit. That's the only thing that we do know Wilder took action against. Immediately after the fight, and let's not forget, that's when really, that's when you give your best excuse. I wouldn't even mind, if Wilder had to come out of it then. Oh man, he put something in my drink and the gloves. I'd say, well, you know what? At least he kind of put it out there. He was the one to come out of it, but you didn't mention nothing about nothing. Till weeks later, until all of your goofy fangirls got on the case and was begging for you. So anyway, Fanon, once again, you've shown no evidence of your claims, but most importantly, your own man's doesn't even want to back his own claims. You're down super bad right now, no doubt.